weather here is finally starting to be consistently nice. I'm so excited. It was pretty nice this weekend, and it's gonna be 70 today. We have some friends coming in town this weekend and staying for a few days, and I think the weather is supposed to be pretty nice, like up there in the 70s, so I'm really excited for that. I'm wanting to bring them to a local museum that we have that lets you ride around bikes. Tim and I actually went to this museum back in April. I think it was on Easter actually, because we stayed here for Easter. We weren't able to go back home because he couldn't get off of work. And that was many pounds ago. So I really want to go back and do those bikes again, because I'm so curious to see if I would have an easier time now doing them. And plus they were really fun then, so I can only imagine if it's a little bit easier for me to do now that it's going to be even more fun. So maybe that's something we'll do, but I'm definitely excited that the weather is coming back, because I feel like my fire is being relit again. We went for a nice walk this weekend, and it's just, yeah, I've been doing the little walks with the little lady that I nanny for, and it just feels good to be outside again. I know once it gets to be insanely hot, I'm gonna be like, I wish it was spring or winter again, but for now, I will take this beautiful, beautiful weather. So how's everybody doing? I feel like I haven't really been super consistent on here recently. I know I had made a video a few weeks back just kind of about like where my brain is at, and a lot of changes that have happened and a lot of changes that are going to be happening over the next few months, and kind of all of it has just been consuming my brain, and it still is, but I'm trying to be positive about everything. Change is really scary and it's really hard, but it also can be really beautiful, and you know, I have some fun things that I'm like thinking of doing, and just kind of gonna go with the flow, and however my life goes, it goes. I appreciate all of the love on my most recent video, which was my closet clean out. When I tell you, I cannot explain how good it feels to have a clean closet. We finally, just this weekend, finished every single article of clothing in our house, including our bedding, was washed and folded and put away where it goes. I could not be more excited. That's how I know I'm in my 30s. I'm excited about laundry. I could not be more excited that everything is folded and put away or hung up or clean. There's nothing in the hamper except for the clothes that we wore yesterday that need to be washed now. Like, I am so happy. I am so happy that closet is officially done. And it looks so nice. And even this morning, like waking up and not having to dig through my clean laundry basket to find my clothes was life-changing. And I hope it sticks. I was talking to Tim about it this morning, and I was like, this is just so nice. And he was like, I know, why have we never done this before? I was like, oh no, we have. We have cleaned through this closet so many times. We have folded everything, hung everything up so many times. It's just that it never stays this way. It never stays clean and organized. So that's the part that we have never done before, is keeping it this way. So gonna keep my fingers crossed that we can be responsible and fold our laundry the second it comes out of the washing machine or the dryer, because that's where it usually always goes wrong. Always goes wrong. Is once you take it out of the dryer, if you don't fold it and put it away immediately, at least in my household, it will stay in the hamper, and you'll just live out of the hamper. So that's gonna be a plan, or that is the plan, to stay on track, hopefully, because it just makes you feel better. Like, when I'm a true believer in when your space is decluttered, your brain is decluttered in some capacity. Like, when you're organized in your living space, you're able to organize up here a bit better. That's just, I wish I took my own advice more often, but that's how I feel anyway. So that felt good. And I actually did, we took one huge carpenter bag for donation. And then yesterday when I was putting things away, I realized, oh crap, I should have went through all of my drawers as well, because the donation stuff I did was just strictly from my closet and previous clothing from a year ago that I was also supposed to donate that I never got around to doing. So yesterday when I was putting everything away that went in my drawers, I decided to go through my drawers as well, and there was definitely a handful of things, not a lot of stuff, but I do have a little bit more for donation now, and I do have a separate pile for things that I'm going to have like my family look over and see if they want, and if they don't want anything, then I'll just add it to this little pile of donation clothes that I have, and then bring another big donation bin to the donation center. So I was very happy with how my drawers look though, because everything's like organized now. I sectioned everything. I also realized I have way too many socks. My one drawer is like almost completely socks, but hey, you can never have too many socks, so I'm keeping those. But yeah, nothing super crazy has been happening with us lately, other than just working, trying to pay off debt, trying to figure out where life is taking us next as far as jobs go. Tim is finally, I think he's on 9 or 10 weeks of this new job. Things are kind of finally starting to settle a bit. Still some kinks that need to be worked out, but it is what it is. We got our insurance cards in the mail, so everything should be active as of April 1st. I really hope to God that there's no hiccups with that. I'm actually planning on sometime this week reaching out to my doctor and seeing what I'm going to need to do in order to get my prescription for my Mounjaro sent over to United Healthcare. I don't know if they're going to need updated blood or what the case is. And I know I am due for a physical, because I was supposed to get my physical done like a month and a half ago, but obviously we didn't have the insurance. So I'm going to see if I can get on the schedule now, even if it's a month or so out. Just kind of get the ball rolling and hope for the best, and hope that I don't get any, kickback or pushback from United Healthcare regarding my Mounjaro. Well, very curious to see how that goes, because I've heard horror stories about people having a hard time even with their diabetes diagnosis. I'm lucky because I still have 2 boxes left. So I've been able to, keep up with it. Although I have been doing like my injection like every other week, probably the last few weeks, just because I'm getting more and more concerned about not having it. So I've been trying to stretch it out a little bit, but that's not really doing me any favors. I've gained, like, overall, I think I've gained about 10 pounds back or so over the course of the last few months. And when I tell you I've gained it back, I feel like all in my face and in like my lower belly. I feel like that it went 5 and 5. But I still feel good. I still am able to do whatever I want and walk around and exercise and all of that stuff. I also think that's a huge reason why I gained some weight back, is because I just cold turkey stopped going to the gym. just because, you know, we were traveling and yeah, all excuses, right? I just haven't been going. I fell off of the routine of going. Every day though, after work, when I turn my car on, my GPS will automatically pop up and be like Planet Fitness, because that's how routinely I went for over a month. So my car is just like, hey, this is usually what we do at this time when you turn the car on, so here it is for you. And then I'm always like, X. So my plan is to hopefully get back into that this week, even if it's just like light cardio days going and getting back into it. So that's kind of just like a recap of everything. I have a few new followers from I believe from my closet clean out video, so hello. Thanks for joining us. I usually have wiser things to say, but my brain is still just a little occupied with what the next few months are gonna look like and trying to figure out, you know, where I'm going to go in my career, because I realized, you know, after talking to my boss the other day, that plans may be changing, and you know, the potential for part-time might not even be there. But then I also was talking to Tim about it and realizing that even if the potential of part-time is there come September, it's only 3 hours a day, and it scares me to think that I would have to find a completely different morning job or position to take up the majority of that time to equal like 8 hours a day between two jobs. And I've put feelers out there, and not a lot of people are looking for morning care. A lot of people look for afternoon care, which makes sense because it's like after school. And then the people that need like infant care need all day. So, you know, still going through some things in my mind of like, what is the best thing for me, and for Tim, and for our future. So that's just kind of what's really been occupying everything up here. And that's also why, you know, my health and everything is kind of taken a little bit of a back burner, is because I can't really think of anything else other than what is my life going to look like in the next few months, and that is scary. So, but again, it can be beautiful. I'm trying to put everything into perspective. It could be great, it could be beautiful. I've done this before, I've taken risks before, I've done hard things before, and yeah, we can do it again. So I will leave you with that. If there's something that you've been scared of doing, or something that's coming up that seems scary or different, it's gonna be okay. You've done hard things before, you've gotten through hard things before, and change is scary, yes, but it also is beautiful. So if you needed that today, like I need every day lately, just know that you're not alone. And I hope everybody has a great Monday, and we make this a wonderful week.